At this point, I would like to call upon a young farmer who has been into farming for the past 17 years, and he has made strides in the livestock area. A young man who has made it to the extent that recently he was appointed to become one of the members of the prestigious Mandela Washington Fellowship in the US, and he has been doing it as one of the young African leaders. This man is the Federation of Young Farmers Clubs president since 2022. Let me call upon Ben Muchedzi to come up front and give us the opening remarks. I think the pom-pom was meant for me, not for the president of the Young Farmers Federation. Please, a round of applause. That's better. Thank you. I think if you speak up, it's nice. Correct. Good. Sorry.
The Honorable Minister of Information, Communication, Technology and Courier Services, Honorable Dr. T Mavetera. Representation from the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water, Rural Development, here represented by the Deputy Director. So, the Deputy Minister of Youth Empowerment, Development and Vocational Training, Honorable K. Mpamanga, who will join us later on. The Chairman of the Land Tenure and Implementation Committee, Dr. K. Tagwire, in absentia. The Commissioner of Lands in the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development and founding trustee of FYFCZ, Commissioner Philip Sewera, and Amai. The CEO of the Zimbabwe Agricultural Society, Dr. R Gunundu, in absentia. The President of the Commercial Farmers Union, Mr. Liam Philp, and his Vice, Mr. Daniel Berger, also in absentia. Our distinguished guests and panelists for today, Dr. M. Wengwere, Mr. T. Miko, Mr. E. Matswaire, Ms. M. Musonza, Ms. W. Madzura, Ms. T. Mshlanga, Ms. S. Whaley, Mr. G. Breitenstein, Mr. L. Chirinda, Mr. F. Makoni, Ms. P. Chadoka, Mr. C. Mwale, Mr. C. Jobert, Ms. K. Chindori Chininga, Ms. P. Moyo, Mr. U. Chikomo, and Ms. O. Zishiri. Our corporate sponsors, partners represented here today, Seedco, EcoBank, POSB, ARDA, ARMA, CFU, ZADF, Cicada, EcoCash Holdings, Kuminda, Montgomery Farms and Monty's, Dodhill Nursery, Mossfield, Zimbabwe Agricultural Society, who have allowed us to use this beautiful venue today. The trustees of the FYFCZ and advisory board founders, Mr. F. Vengesai, Mr. K. Kudenga, Mr. T. Jenya, and other advisory board members. Special acknowledgement to Mr. Guy Mutasa Nyati Menu, here present. The ever outstanding CEO, Mr. Edwin Tafadzwa Kudanga, Round of applause for him for organizing this wonderful day. Pace setters and members of the FYFCZ here present, the new farmers, all 500 odd of you here present, family, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Mangwanani akanaka, livukile, salibonani. You might feel bored already at this juncture after the quite lengthy introductions, going at it name by name, title by title, quite unfortunate. However, this is deliberate, as it is a chance for you to familiarize with the various dignitaries present to give each individual their respective flowers, as they hold a pivotal place and role in their respective offices, which complement our vast agricultural industry. Above all, you get to listen to me speak. On that note, I shall introduce myself. I am Ben Tinashe Muchedzi, the president of the Federation of Young Farmers Clubs in Zimbabwe Trust, with a small letter P, of course. It is my distinct honor to welcome you all to the inaugural Young Farmers Conference 2025, graced, of course, by each and every one of you. The first edition is running under the theme, Harnessing the Youth Dividend through Coordinated Agricultural Value Chain Approach and ICTs for Young Farmer Establishment and Growth. My duty is in steering the gigantic ship towards a green-based economy anchored by young agricultural farming enthusiasts as we play our part in supporting our President, His Excellency Comrade E.D. Mnangagwa's thrust of attaining food and nutrition security and sovereignty and the overall improvement of livelihoods, together with economic development by increasing productivity, industrialization and development of value chains, while promoting sustainable farming practices as part of the National Development Strategy towards attainment of Vision 2030. Young people have a significant role to play within our beloved agriculture, and congratulations to all the farmers present here today who will contribute towards attainment of the vision, as year by year we are witnessing more and more young enthusiasts enter the agricultural space in a hope to build a solid future, not only for themselves, but for the surrounding communities at large. After all, we are our brother's keeper. A round of applause for the new farmers here present today. We, as the Federation of Young Farmers Clubs Trust, have identified the importance of structured approach in ensuring this dream becomes a reality. And we are proud to have achieved our objective of establishing young farmers clubs in 60 rural districts. This milestone allows for organized capacitation of young people through government and private sector support programs, with some here present today. A round of applause. The various opportunities on offer are contract farming, tractor facilities, borehole drilling facilities, irrigation infrastructure facilities, startup loans and financing, access to land and domestic markets, including channels for export. Please ensure you leave this place with the necessary information depending on your specific needs. The government is there to assist us with the support, of course, of the private players across the industry, some of which you might have been already acquainted with outside. It cannot be overemphasized as to the wider impact of capacitation of each individual here. All 500 odd of you, as the ripple effect across the entire value chain will be unmatched, with multiple opportunities of employment creation within communities, which will go a long way in achieving food security at household level and combat the scourge that is early child marriage, plus drug and substance abuse that is rife among our generation. Ladies and gentlemen, A sustainable future is a must, and we must hold the key, and we hold the key in how we perceive the world from generations to come. It is vital that we farm responsibly, protect and feed our soil while contributing towards a green Zimbabwe, a green Africa, and ultimately a green world. As such, we will launch a tree planting competition by district, of course, in support of the Global Tree Planting Day. Let us all rally behind this cause in attaining a green future. You hear this word, districts, districts, districts. Everything shall be centered through districts, not on an individual basis. The value chain capacitation and investment concept approach has been proven over and over again with many examples such as Ada Zimbabwe with Tino Miko, Mossfield with Fungai Makoni, Nyati Menu and his operations are in and around Chinhoyi. That is Mike Mutasa. Dan Berger in the Midlands, dairy producers in Chipinge, of course spearheaded by Swais Joubert, who are enormous operations in their own right, in their own capacity as well, showcasing agricultural excellence from employment creation, production from field to shed, logistics to factories, which are key market and offtake solutions through entities such as Kuminda with Mr. Clarence Mwale, Monty's with Mr. Philp, Dairy Board with Ms. Chadoka, and GMB, to name but a few. Now that we are grouped in districts, a coordinated approach will surely bring things such as the hub and spoke models, which are widely advertised, into reality, like those being ushered by Monty's, Kuminda in the horticultural value chain. Now is the time, ladies and gentlemen. Within the mix, of course, information communication technology holds a significant role in the agricultural industry. How we incorporate technology within agriculture goes a long way in harnessing positive growth and sustainable development by modernizing farming practices to enhance productivity by leveraging technologies like mobile phones, internet access, and data analytics. ICT will enable farmers to access vital information, thus improving decision-making and optimizing processes, crop and livestock management systems, risk management, e-commerce platforms, supply chain optimization, traceability of assets and products, not forgetting better market access and overall improved livelihoods for the farmers. And we can see our Honorable Minister, who is here present today, working tirelessly to ensure access and ease for all. A round of applause for our Honorable Minister. Young farmers, let us take advantage and utilize the various social media platforms to spread the gospel of farming as a career, responsibly, of course, knowing it is a powerful tool, if harnessed correctly, can influence our generation, giving a positive impact and message by showcasing what we all love doing in our element, loud and proud, to be stewards of the soil. Others might see it as showing off, but in the words of a man I admire that I heard many years ago, Dr. Philip Chiyangwa would always say, "Handisi kuvaira, ndiri kukupa ishungu." This wheel must be greased with the aid of all the financing institutions here present, in particular EcoBank and POSB, among many others, of course. Private corporate partners too need to get involved. Now is the time to stand up and be counted in creating a broader impact across this and many generations to come. So bet on the winning horse, which is agriculture, represented by these fine young men and women here. I challenge you to compete for the best supporting corporate or finance institution at this year's annual awards dinner, to be held later on in the year, sponsored by yours truly, of course. I'll bet on that. As I close, I had the privilege of visiting America under the Mandela Washington Fellowship 2025, with a front row seat in studying how they go about things within their agricultural industry. Key among that is land tenure, which I'm sure is everyone's interest at the moment, and its bankability, which serves as the backbone of agri-financing. It goes to show that our nation is on the right track towards a fruitful agricultural sector thanks to our visionary leader, His Excellency Comrade E.D. Mnangagwa. I am excited to share more insights on production, processing and conversion systems, however equally quick to note that yes, the grass might seem greener in America or everywhere else from the outside in, but truly the grass is always greener where you water it. East-West, Zimbabwe is best. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I close my welcoming remarks. Sit back, enjoy, and don't forget to trade contacts with the next person sitting right next to you, plus to always mix and mingle. I leave you with these parting words. We only get better at what we do if we work together with other people. Nyika inovakwa nevenevayo. I am your president, with a small letter P, of course. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Young and vibrant. I wish I was a little bit younger. But anyway, thank you for the opening remarks. Now I would want to call upon the CEO for Zimbabwe Agricultural Society to welcome us here at the exhibition center. Inzvimbo yavo saka tati hatingachasununguki vasati vati gamuchira naika. So help me to welcome on board Dr. Gunundu.
Thank you.
So they want, yes, yeah, just mix it.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. I'm not there yet, not the doctor, it's Rufaro Gunundu. I wish. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Minister of ICT, Dr. T Mavetera, Honorable Ministers here present, distinguished guests, leaders of the Farmers Youth Forum of Zimbabwe, sponsors, partners, young farmers, ladies and gentlemen, I would say all protocols observed. It gives me great pleasure on behalf of the Zimbabwe Agricultural Society to warmly welcome you all to this year's Young Farmers Annual Conference. This is not just another gathering on the agricultural calendar. It is a vital platform where the energy, innovation, and ideas of our young people meet the opportunities of the wider agricultural economy. The theme of this year, harnessing the youth dividend, coordinating agricultural value chains and ICTs for young farmers' establishment and growth, could not be timelier. Zimbabwe stands at a pivotal moment where our demographic dividend, a young, dynamic, and ambitious population, must be transformed into productive and sustainable agricultural enterprises. At thus, we firmly believe that youth are not just the future of agriculture, they are the present. They are already demonstrating leadership in climate smart farming, digital solutions, mechanization, and market innovation. However, their efforts must be supported through coordinated value chains, access to finance, mentorship, and enabling policies that allow them to thrive. The conference brings together an impressive array of stakeholders, from experienced farmers and agribusiness leaders to innovators in ICT and development partners. It is our expectations that today's discussions will not end in this room, but will inspire partnerships, practical programs, and renewed commitment to building an inclusive, competitive, and technology-driven agricultural sector. As the Zimbabwe Agricultural Society, we are proud to host and support such a high-level engagement. We see the platform as an integral part of our broader mandate to promote agricultural development, innovation, and the empowerment of young people in farming. I therefore call upon each of us gathered here, policymakers, corporates, financiers, academics, and farmers, to work collaboratively, ensure that our youth are equipped not only to enter agriculture, but to lead it. With those words, I once again welcome you all and invite you to engage fully, network widely, and live here with renewed energy, vigor, vitality to transform our agricultural landscape through the hands and minds of young people. I thank you. Tatenda Twalumba.
Thank you very much, R Gunundu. I think it's prophetic. You look like a doctor. Please do us a favor. So that was the Chief Executive Officer of Zimbabwe Agricultural Society, welcoming us all. Thank you very much. We have been welcomed. So at this point, let me call upon Commissioner Sewera, one of the founders, very passionate person about young farmers in Zimbabwe. One of the founders of this federation, very keen to see his young farmers prospering, to come up front and give us his words in line with the strategy of this federation. Let's welcome him by a round of applause. So all those who are coming straight without going through the step there, they are young.
Good morning all. Can you hear me at the back? You can hear me? Okay. I'll try and scout. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Better? It's better? All right. I'm sorry, Honorable Dr T Mavetera, our Minister of ICT and Courier Services. I'm sorry, CEO wedu vanotichengeta pano pazasi, Mr. Gunundu. We always call you doctor, but we don't know why. So I think he's correct. You must complete that doctorate. I'm sorry, elder wedu, Nyati Menyu, advisor wedu mkuru. I'm sorry, Dr. Mabel Ungwe, coming in, advisory board chairperson of the federation. Pamsoro my trustees also, a federation aripano. Pamsoro leadership a federation Ben, the president, your vice, pano enyu ya Sways and Christo. Pamsoro Anzani CEO, we don't know is running around always. Pamsoro, we recognize you. And welcome to all of you, the young farmers here present, corporates that have supported this event. I thank you and I welcome you as well. All protocols observed. Pamsoro, Mr. Moses Gumudhani, representing our ministry. Thank you for coming. And we know we've got a young person who's been sent to really look at the issues pertaining to the young people in this country. Without saying a lot, I've been asked here just to make sure that all the new members of the Federation, I see a lot of new members of the Federation, and today is one of my happiest days because how many of you are new? Show of hands. You see, so today is your day. But I thought maybe I must at least try and show you the vision and it of what we see and what we want to achieve by creating such an organization. So I'm happy that you are coming in as farmers, but also you are coming in as leaders, and you are coming in as leaders representing many young people out there in the districts. So let me start by saying, I think the vision is well written in some of these placards out there. I think the Muchedzi is giving us a challenge, but I'm sure there's something written there. Because our vision is an agricultural-based green economy anchored by young agro-entrepreneurs. That has always been the vision we've been running with since 2008. And has never changed. We want to see an economy anchored by young people. And today I see that out of the 60 districts, if we just have one productive young farmers club, just one, that can give a record to our honorable member here from the ministry, Kutisusu, we produce so much. Just one record from you in the districts, I think would have reached our vision. We just want people to grow various crops, various animals there, with no record of what you're achieving there, what you're doing there. How can we support you when we don't know what's in that district? So we're saying today, at least we've got people who are going to come with a record of what's happening there. Even if you don't have anything there, bring that record. We don't have anything there, but we are there. And it makes sense, eh? At least we know you are there. I'm seeing my brother, Nyati Menyudiki. But you said you bet the farm, but is here. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Thank you for coming. You inspire us all. I want to talk about the vision itself. Let's talk about it at household level. You want to produce a green economy at household level. Are you eating your own production at household level? And let's talk about, do we have a green economy at community level? Do we have an economy in our own community that's coming from us? And then talk about national level. That's when we're talking with the Honorable Payment Secretary Jiri. We're talking about national level production. But I'm thinking we want to see young farmers who, first of all, grow for themselves. And what you eat, what your family eats, that's where it starts. And then what your community eats, and then what the nation eats. So I want to be very practical about the way we want to follow this club issue. Hatisi kudama farmers ari kuungana kutaura zvekuti toda kuita 200 hectares iye asina kana 5 hectares. You understand? What is achievable is I want to do 2 hectares of land of wheat, 2 hectares of chibage, 2 hectares of cabbages, and because that land you can find. You don't have to find the land commissioner to kutsvaga land. 2 hectares I know munayo. Even through Hamane Shamwara, 2 hectares you know one equal. Zimbabwe is a successful land reform program because land is there. And it, but yazitaurwa na president kuti vakuda land yako iya imwe nyaya yachataura neyo nekuministra anditi. But we're saying, do you have access to land? Through our family dynamics, through our JVs, through various other programs, land is there in Zimbabwe. So it was tender president wedu vaMnangagwa kuti land irimo here zveshuwa irimo anditi dai vavari panoti aivaombera maoko vakawanda kuti aiwa president land tinayo. So we want to create a green economy. It must be sustainable. I don't know if a CEO of TIMB is here. We had a discussion this week via Matsairi. Amenokana vari pano. But vakaramba itaura nyaya yekuti sustainable production. And it meaning kuti the resources that you use to produce are always there. Meaning that you look after those resources for Mangwana even. And it meaning that it's happening not only this year, but it's happening for the next 10, next 20, next 30 years. Most of you here are about 20 years old or above 20 years old. And we're saying sustainable production will take us to the next 40, 50 years. And so whatever we are doing at our clubs must be sustainable. And that is one of the values and even on the vision. Could we want to produce sustainably? Now, Minister wedu vari pano veICT vachauya nezvakawanda zvavachatibatsira nazvo. You will see in the clubs. Our strategy is based merely on technology, innovation, to bring in that sustainability. Ichakwanisa kuti muite forward your agricultural activities even further. I want to talk about the mission to motivate and facilitate the youth to take up farming and agro-business for employment and wealth creation, contributing towards national food, nutrition and security, and the re-emergence of Zimbabwe as a breadbasket of the Southern African region. So now we're talking about motivating others. I think our vision goes further than just producing for yourself as well, what we're talking. We're talking about others. I was so happy when I saw the lady from the leader, Bindura. Maybe you can stand up, madam. All she said was, there's 30 of us there, come and see. There's 30 of us there, come and see. And we are definitely coming there first, and we go there first. Okay. Okay, we want to come there first because it's not about her. She's not talking about it. I think she did ask about what she wanted for herself, but she started with what she wanted for the others. And so that's the spirit we want. Could you write, at your farm, have you created that small benches under the tree and we are so excited about maybe even having a Starlink and Wi-Fi at your farm. We are so excited about that. Because now when they sit under the tree, there's some Wi-Fi. And so that's exciting. That's why the minister is here. Maybe we can get a few startup packs, Starlink. Yeah. But let's talk about others. And it has never been about ourselves. When we started our clubs, we only started looking at our own farms maybe about 10 years after. But it was always about others. How can we motivate others to enjoy what we think can be enjoyed in Zimbabwe? How can we motivate others to jump into this program? And I know some of us, I'm not talking about the Honorable Minister, some of us have become politicians as well. But it started from working for others. So in working for others, you can find your own calling even. So let's think about others in the districts. Let's serve others in the districts as leaders. I want to say we are going to start a special program with the guys here to capacitate the leaders. The leaders must be capacitated. You must have what you need to help others with. And so if we say, Tapua, a few inputs from Minister of Agriculture Lands here, but to buy a few starter packs to get the young farmers farming, we give you, I was to worry. Minister vakatipa a few anzani matablets aya kana Starlink atizoshaya anasichaiwana chete. Tikapuwa Starlink na honorable minister vedu ukaisa pamba pako handiti worry. Also worry, because we want to capacitate you to be able to help others with. So let us be ready to be capacitated. Open your hearts, your homes, your farms, your wallets. Open them as well, so that we can start with you. And once you are capacitated, we know that others will follow. And we don't want you to think about, and in a club yangu, funny another gentleman, one of us, Chisina, one of our young people, they'll come here with 1,000 people. 1,000. What for people? It's 1,000. I just put 1,000. Just come with 10, 20 young people that you can assist. And 10, 20 young people, yato club. And ikazokuro kutonge federation fanga zvamakaita izvi zvakanaka, but ngatitange ne 20, 30 tofamba takadaro, tinowanda tinozofamba. And also commissioner anogona kuyoka ndikauya $100 nokwana nditi kuti awo 5 manje ukandigira 1,000 vekuti mangwana ndivaone futi nokuona one day mangwana achazoti vaenda ku. So let's work together on that one. Let's capacitate what you can do. And you want to register your club. Your club must be registered. Zimbabwe Youth Council report. You want to make sure that the club must be registered and everything is working very well. So ladies and gentlemen, it's a very practical vision, and is it complicated? No. Our values, inclusivity. Inclusivity meaning apana kandwa panzandi. We're not shutting others out. It doesn't matter what kind of shoe you wear. It doesn't matter what color is your hair or your eyes. It doesn't matter what gender you are from. Sometimes it doesn't matter even what age. The only age you really want is the leader must be a young person, so that it makes sense. But sometimes I don't join now. So we want to make sure that we are pushing the agricultural agenda of farming. And I know in my own club in Murewa, there's a very old man there who says, I don't want to be any other organization, I want this one. So let us push the young people agenda, but let's also encourage Vejikuru, if they want to come and advise us, work with us, they are most welcome, especially if they are abiding by your constitution or whichever rules you've set for yourselves. So passion and commitment. I mean, what can you do if you're not passionate about it? Why do it? Can also not passionate. Push him up saying if it's not making you wake up and go, then don't do it. Try something else, maybe soccer or something else. Something is there. I mean, my friend Scott Sakopwanya will be ready to welcome you if you've got good feet, and it goes Scotland. But don't do something that you're not passionate about. Agriculture will not work if you don't have the passion. You won't last 2 minutes. If you get some inputs, if you don't pay for them, these people are going to arrest you nowadays. Yeah. So let's have passion for it. If you have passion for it, you're in the right place, and we will definitely assist you. Commitment, let's be committed to whatever you agree that you want to bring to the table. Competitiveness, here is where I've seen the most competitive people in Zimbabwe, the young farmers. Those guys are competitive. I mean, they're even competitive about what kind of shoe you wear. And, Commissioner, I played golf the other day with a few of the farmers. I had a very old bag. My father said, I'm going to golf. Then I was just using it. Then the guys are looking at my golf bag like this, and they say, this commissioner, what kind of golf bag is it? It's like coming from the 20th century, But what I realized was, no, that's our language. The guys are competitive. We are successful. And get a new golf bag. Then that's what I heard from them. I went and got a new one very fast because these guys will laugh at me every time. But what I'm saying is the guys are competitive amongst themselves. It's good competition. And it's not let's find a way to pull him down. But it's he's doing it, let me try also. And we want that to be a culture in your clubs. And let's compete, let's find the best, and let's celebrate the best. I mean, the celebration of the most high achieving farmers has always been a culture of the organization. Every year we have our Young Farmers Awards. Let's celebrate those that are achieving more. And let's not stop that. Even in the districts, champions come from the districts, they go to the province, then they come to the national event that Ben was talking about. Transparency and accountability, I mean, this is the most important part of it all. I mean, let's be accountable. That's what it means. I know now because in the commission, transparency and accountability is something that we talk about every day. So we know it in Debele's Norway, in Shonaf Norway, you know, because we have to speak to the people. But you have to be accountable. If we get you inputs, if we get you services, and you say you have to pay back, then you don't pay back, you've killed the club. That one from Bindura, a club that was given inputs by at AFC or EcoBank last year, now is no longer coming to the club and did it for the meeting. We don't want that. I think my sister there, I asked her, what are you going to do when you member absconds and doesn't pay? And I'm not advocating for violence, but I mean, each club must be able to account for its own members. Not kuti tozofonera kuno ku Chisina youth council would phone out. Sewera, we've got a young man here who's being looked for by from the police. And this is part of your organization. No. I mean, deal with it there, the clubs. Let's create a culture of accountability and transparency. And if there's any monies that are being that you agree to contribute, do it in a transparent manner. If there's any reporting that needs to be done to the executive, let's do it in a transparent manner, and I think everything will move forward. But guys, this is a vision, and it's not tailor-made. Could you do it this way? And you want to say this is the way we do it, but my members achida kubatsirwa the ministry yayo achida kupuwa Starlink and so on, and those are tiri kuda kunyanya kuona, and so we are saying I'm so happy that from here I can see more than 60 clubs being registered, Ben, and guys, go for it. It's your time. We're here to support you, and whenever I have time and whenever I come down to the districts, even doing my other work, I think if I know that you are there, I would want to visit and come and see what you're doing, because it is part of my job anyway, to see what you're doing, to hear from you, and anything. But I know some people might have questions about the work that I do, but I know, let me ask them to stand. Madam Chamnorwa and Madam from the Land Commission. So today I'm not speaking about land and there. You go and ask them there. They are there for you today. And it can answer some questions. So give them a pam-pam from coming. I'm sure they can assist you. If you've got cases, if you've got disputes, if you've got issues, they're here to help you. And today I'm standing as a trustee of the Federation. And I hope I was able to outline what we're trying to achieve and what you can achieve under your clubs. But I'm looking forward to coming there. Chair of Tina Honorable free one of the days. Toya Tijuana clubs. That's all we want to do. That has always been the vision. We don't want to be in Harare doing whatever. We want to come there and sit under the tree and discuss. That's what we've got passion for. So you guys from the clubs, we will come and we'll input in those clubs, and I'm very sure we will see the vision of the president. Middle income status by 2030, and inotangira iko kuma rural areas. That's where the middle income people are coming from, right there. If they eat well, they've got surplus, they sell, and they are doing well, and life goes on. It's a very simple maths, and we can do it. But I've got faith in you, Tokonai Kuma districts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Sewera. We really appreciate that idea to start this community, this network. And I tell you, it's only this word that's called young farmers. Sometimes it gets confusing. Why? Because when we look at you, do you think he's young? Yes. I think so. It's just that you guys, many of you, you are younger than him. Okay? We are all young. So, when he brought up this initiative, for your own information, there are some farmers, some pace setters who are in here, and some of them failed to come because of the commitments on the farms that came just from this network. And I should applaud you, Commissioner Sewera, for this, and all the trustees who made this network what it is today. May help me to thank the visionaries of this federation. Thank you very much. In the same vein, ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to move on and just finish off these speeches so that we get into the interactions and the question and answers once we are finished with all the deliberations with, you know, some structured, some unstructured speeches. So let me call upon Mr. Moses Gumudhani, who is representing the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development. He is coming from the monitoring and evaluation sector to come up front and give us his words so that we are all at par and we move together. This time we are migrating from NI to AI. You guys, you are naturally intelligent. We want to move to artificial, and the blended one will be super. So let's hear from the monitoring and evaluation part. Please stay tuned. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Allow me to write on all the protocols observed. It is exciting to represent the Permanent Secretary. Quite often we write the speeches for Permanent Secretary, for Minister, His Excellence, and they say, please go and deliver as your remarks. But I was the one who was given the speech today to say, please go and deliver on my behalf. And I really feel honored to be here. I'm also here not just as a ministry representative, but I'm also one of you. I'm also a youth, and I grew up as a farmer in the rural areas. And there is no conversation about farming that I can join in, because I was there from as young as maybe as I could walk up to the time I left the rural areas to pursue education. And funny part of it, I then went to agriculture again. I'm an agricultural economist by profession. Monitoring evaluation just found me on the way, but it's quite exciting that we are only monitoring and evaluating what agriculture is doing. I was asking the commissioner to say, give me the percentages of the youth who are into primary production. What is it you are doing as youth in terms of exports? I've heard about Kuminda. We had an interaction a couple of weeks ago. They are talking about partnering with the ministry in ensuring that primary production is enhanced for them to be able to export as much as they want. And this is an opportunity we are saying as youth, we need you to take part in that. So for today, allow me to share one of the exciting moments that we are in right now. You might have heard about the National Development Strategy 1, and spanning from 2021 up to 2025. It's a guiding document or a guiding strategy which, as Zimbabwe, we are implementing. You mentioned about the Vision 2030, where we seek to achieve an upper middle income society by 2030. And from us, the agricultural sector, we are saying for us to be able to implement this strategy, we have the agriculture food systems and the rural transformation strategy. I'm very sure you might have heard about the various programs that we are running, the likes of Pumvudza program, the Bliss Tigris program for those who are into cattle production, where we are distributing the 1 kg Tigris across the farmers. Then we also talk about the irrigation development. We also talk about the youth programs for goat scheme, for poultry scheme, and so forth. So in that, we are saying, as we are winding off the National Development Strategy 1, we are going into National Development Strategy 2, and the consultations have commenced. They are now at an advanced stage. A couple of weeks ago with Commissioner Sewera in Kadoma, doing the stakeholder consultation for NDS2, and as part of that, from the agricultural side, we were drafting, and we are still drafting, the agriculture and food system transformation strategy 2. One of the most critical issues that I would like to share is, as of last month, with support from FAO, we had the opportunity to mainstream the critical issues as far as youth are concerned. And we are saying, as we want to implement or as we want to achieve Vision 2030, we cannot do alone from the agricultural perspective. We need the young blood, we need the young farmers who are the vibrant one, we have the energetic one, we have the innovation in them. And from that perspective, we needed to ensure that the issues which are affecting the youth, mainly the access to land, I think you mentioned some of those things, access to credit, the access to markets, and pretty much everything which you are saying, it's hindering us or it's slowing our capacity to be able to be as vibrant as we can be in the primary production or across the value chains are ensured or they are mainstreamed in the transformation strategy. So as we look from 2026 up to 2030, we need to look up to some of the programs that we are going to roll out for the youth, and ensuring that your participation, I'm very sure even at continental level, we have the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program, where the contribution of the youth is also recognized. And it is our responsibility to ensure that we are taking part in this journey. We are giving our contribution as maximum as you can. So as we roll out some of these programs, your contribution or your participation is very important. You're supposed to be there for you to be able to be included. Where they are talking about the the training programs that we are doing at grassroots level, we have the extension officers countrywide across all the 60 districts that you're talking about. I think it's quite exciting to hear that you want to establish clubs at district level. We also have representation at all levels, national, sub-national, up to the village level. And we are saying at every level, the youth are there. The youth are represented. But one of the things which is more important is to ensure that the systems are created at every level, such that as you are counted, as you wish to participate in pretty much every program, you are there as organized as you can be. Because without the systems, there is really nothing much which can be done. So allow me to commend you, allow me to also challenge you, ladies and gentlemen, to say, in our participation, in our efforts to contribute to the agricultural sector, in our efforts to contribute to the growth development strategy, let's create functional systems that we can count on. Let's create vibrant system that we can also, probably most importantly, harness technology. Right now, I think most of the countries which are better off in terms of harnessing technology, they talk about digital registries for farmers. Do we have something like that as clubs at national level, as clubs at district level? Digital registries, they are very important for us to be able to understand who is doing what and where. and how much are they able to produce, how much are they able to supply at any given time. Right now, as we embrace technology, I think it's quite exciting time. The AI he was talking about, it's giving us the leverage to be able to be more productive than we can. Quite a couple of years ago, I think we were talking about 0.4 metric tons per hectare in terms of maize. Right now, I think for the smaller farmers who are doing Vumvuza, they are talking about 1.4 metric tons per hectare. But as youth, 10 years from now, or maybe 5 years from now, is it the same yield that we want to talk about? Or there is something better that we can say, this is what we can do, embracing the technology that we can. Honorable Minister is here, and we thank you so much for us and for supporting the cause. We are excited as the youth because I think we can't argue that in terms of technology, we have the upper hand as far as technology is concerned, more than our mothers and our fathers, because we understand it. Some of us, I think the younger ones, not to say that I'm way too older, but the younger ones, probably I'm a 2K, they were born with the phones in their hands more than us. We got to realize that there's a cell phone probably during our university time or way later than that. But because we have had the opportunity to embrace technology at a younger age, our capacity to use it and make it help us leverage on it, I think it's way better than we can imagine. One of the things that I would also like to bring forward to you is to do with the various programs that we are saying. As youth, you also need to ensure that your participation is guaranteed, because here, as we talk about, for instance, our capacity to be the breadbasket of Africa, as you look about, as you focus on ensuring that we are ensuring food security, food self-sufficiency, it is our contribution. The greatest contribution that we are bringing in today as the youth is the energy, is the labor that we are providing. But may we not just provide the labor, may we provide the employment that is very much important to our sector. So from the agricultural perspective, we need to see your voice, we need to hear the issues. I'm here today not just to deliver a speech or anything, but to hear, to understand the issues that are coming from the ground, to hear the conversation that we are having on the ground and say, these are the critical aspects that we need to hear, these are the critical aspects that we need to take up front as the ministry, these are the critical issues that the policymakers need to understand. Because without your voice, without your insights, there is really nothing much the policymakers or the parliamentary can debate on. So my job here is quite simple today. I will only take a pen and a paper and listen to your conversations, and may I challenge you to bring those issues, to go and give those vibrant ideas as you come up front and deliver your issues. Because as we keep on creating the policies and the strategy for the sector 2025 to 2026, it is important for us to be able to ensure that everyone is included. The inclusive programming approach is important for pretty much everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, without taking much of the time, allow me to conclude by saying I wish you all the best in all the deliverables that we are going to have, and may we ensure that our conversations are rich enough for us to be able to plan for today, for tomorrow, and for the future. And for that, I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gumudhani. We really appreciate, and we feel well when you are here. It means we are doing great, and it. Ladies and gentlemen, ngatimboda tsaombera emaoko eh. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At least you have shown us that we are not just doing this conference in vain, at least with the link to the Ministry of Lands, to the Ministry of Agriculture. You know, the mouthful paragraph that names your ministry, say, it is just pointing to food security. And this is the forum for young farmers who are here to make sure that we harness the youthfulness and the resources that we have in the youths. Thank you very much. Now, can I invite to the podium, Commissioner Sewera. Please come up front to then introduce us to the next speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't know. Thank you to the previous speaker. You know, many people don't know the ministry has got some big brains sometimes. And when I talk about NDS2, that document, when we went there, I was mind blown when these young guys were in there. There was no politician in there. There was just some young guys writing things and doing all sorts of things. And they go, I need to work with these guys. So I'm very glad that we have more. I'm sure you're going to hear a lot from the young people themselves that will input even there. So thank you so much. Napoa Mkana will introduce the next speaker. Maybe about 20 years ago, Taimbo Garapas Pemuted Chitawara children. You just hate a president, you just hate a minister, you just hate a professor. I'm glad that one of the people that I'm introducing, or the person I'm introducing today, is one of those people that were like Paspemuti under a tree, talking about the future, or if we're ever going to be something in this country. The next speaker started her career on TV, acting. She's a very good actor. I think the studio 263. Why father here, Jason? They are to Nakis of that. We have to teach. I had it in Nigeria. The Nigeria, as it has she actually became, she was real for us as young people. The Nigeria, but I did attend Mavetera. I don't know my paper, not good at my names. So she was acting in the beginning. And then I got to know Imam President there, Muchedzi. She was very active, Muchedzi. I don't know, this young lady, you know, can be a good youth leader, you know. And I think at that time she also grew in the ranks of the church and started leading parts of the church. Then we got a privilege of leading youth council, Chisina. As a machist, Sewera was the chairperson at the time. Said, why don't you find another 8 or so people that you think can lead youth in the districts like we're doing today? And we got a few young people. I was leading Murewa. The next speaker, Honorable Mavetera, was leading Chikoma district under the youth council. And I think if it's true, that was one of the best boards ever. We led the youth well in a lot of record. And then when we started doing various things after that, still 5 years at the youth council, we saw our honorable member becoming a serious politician. She started speaking on rallies and so. And before you knew it, she was now the MP representing women, representative of women. I'm not a quota either. She was the MP for women in that constituency, and was in parliament and everything. When I'm here, I went and slowly that vision. Mangwana was becoming a reality. Then also she even got a doctorate. She was a doctor. Talk to the doctor. Doctor, what a doctor, Women's University of Zimbabwe, what a doctor, but we were always celebrating and so happy. We've got a doctor now amongst us, you know. And MP man substantive, that means wakazo win election here man. Kuchikomba kuya. Wakato win election here. Wakato kunda wangu warume wao upecha yo. Wakato kundwa. The very young lady. Wakato kunda wangu but votes Rwanda and so on. She's voted in. She becomes the substantive MP for Chikomba West. And then also. We saw even starting a very powerful organization. I think you might know it, some of you know, Young Women for ED. She's the founder of that. Many young women, I think some of you might be even in it as well, but we saw even the president going to a lot of these meetings of the young women for ED, for economic development. And then the second dispensation comes and the cabinet is being selected. Tana Minister of ICT. And she's there. So the next speaker, Wandruku the Honorable, is a dear friend, is a mother. She's a youth leader, the youngest cabinet minister in this country, Honorable Dr T Mavetera.
Please let me recognize you, Deputy Director. Allow me to also recognize the Commissioner of the Zimbabwe Lands Commission and the founding trustee and chairperson of the Federation of Young Farmers Clubs in Zimbabwe, Mr. Philip Sewera. CEO for us, allow me to recognize you, sir. Thank you very much for always being there and always hosting us very well. Let me recognize you. Allow me to also recognize CFU, which is also represented here. I also see the Farmers for ED, which is also represented here. Let me recognize the Commissioner of the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission and incoming chairperson of the Federation of Young Farmers Clubs Advisory Board, Dr. M.N. Munyuke. Our elderman Nyati Wumbe, who is here, who has always been with us in the advisory board, I think since inception of this organization. Let me recognize you, Nyati Wumbe, and also Nyati Wumbe Diki, who is here. Please, my brother, may you please stand up. So this farmer is my neighbor, Samuel. Yeah, of course, every time he does farming very well. Because he does it exceptionally well. I think he won the best farmer under the Federation of Young Farmers Clubs for more than 3, if not 4 years. Because he was not supposed to, but he constantly won and took the first prize. Allow me to recognize you and thank you very much and well done and thank you for being here. If you want to learn farming, please go there. Are we agreed? Yes. The whenever we get I think I saw him. I also saw Vachisina from the Zimbabwe Youth Council also represented here. Allow me to recognize Mr. Ben Muchedzi, who is the president and CEO of the Federation of Young Farmers Clubs. This young man, at first I thought I was shown because he spoke English very well. And then one time he said, no, you think I'm going to Shona? And he spoke very good Shona. Ben Muchedzi, who is our president. Let me recognize you and your 2 vice presidents who are coming in. FYFCZ advisory board members, Amai Sewera, let me also recognize you. I'm sure she's somewhere here, I saw her once. I'm sure she's running around. Let me recognize you and thank you very much for always making sure that you look after Philip very well for us. Making sure he looks good like he's doing today. So Philip, like he said, about 17 years ago, we're young people. It was myself, there was also one the person called Washington Ziwiwi, who is now a DCC member for Mtasa, there in Manicaland. There was also Jenna, Tinashe Jenna. There was also that girl, Grace. Yes, there was a lady called Grace. We're just two women, myself and Grace. There was also that big guy, what was his name? The accountant sort of, what was his name? Colin, yes. So we decided and we said, you know what, we need to contribute very well towards the development of this country. What do we do? And then we seated there just discussing, thinking, and then we started this organization which was called Club E, Club Entrepreneur. And then we started it. It became so powerful that time, to the extent that we stepped on a lot of people's toes. And then we ended up being told to stop the organization. Maybe they thought maybe we wanted to become, to start our own organization, our own political party. You know, it was, we're young people. But then we were stopped that time because definitely, like I said before, that we were quite a bit powerful, I should say. So from there, then, just because of the pressure we got, political pressure, how we decided to at least stop a little bit, and we stopped. Then we just went to thank Zimbabwe Youth Council. They then identified Phil and said, Phil, we want you to become the chairperson for Mashonaland East. And that was now in 2009, soon after the elections. And then when Phil became chairperson, he then decided to say, okay, there were those girls that I used to work with, and he then assembled us again, and there we are again, trying to look for another organization. And we were part of a board, Mashonaland East ZYC, did very well, worked very hard. And that time when we were in the board of the Zimbabwe Youth Council, Phil, one thing that I know about him, is very good at identifying talent. So that time he then decided to say, okay, we're seated, I remember it was in Newlands, we're seated under a tree. He really meant it, we're under a tree. And then he said, look, I think it's important that we look for an organization that focuses on farming. Then of course, like the loyal people to Phil, we agreed instantly. And he was definitely the visionary of that Federation of Young Farmers. So he gave us tasks. So I was assigned, because I'm a marketer, so he then assigned me to look at the branding and all. And there he was looking at the vision, coming up with the strategy. I will tell you, if there is any person that we are supposed to treasure as a country, it's Philip. He's good at organizing. That I don't want to lie to you, he's very good at that, and well done. So Phil, you know, he would bring all these people, all people that you think would never come, all farmers that you think were never going to be in any event, they were there. He would invite them, he would organize all these organizations, he would do that. And yeah, that's the background that I thought he hadn't mentioned, and I thought it's important that we mention it. And we then introduced awards, and then we came up with a jingle, which I still remember until this day, which was called FYFCZ. Yeah. And then we brought everyone together, and we're happy. So now we're talking of about nearly 16, 17 years working with Phil. So I know he's a hard worker, he's a result-oriented person, and what am I trying to say? Consistency pays. Thank you very much. Then we recognize Madam Christine, who is here, who is a Central Committee member, coming from Harare, from the ruling party, ZANU-PF. Allow me to also recognize you. It is indeed with immense pride and profound sense of purpose that I stand before you today. As a founding trustee of this organization, I'm exceedingly pleased that a completely new generation is following our footsteps. claiming their space in history and joining this intergenerational network of passionate farmers and agro-professionals. I'm not here today merely as a minister, but as a fellow believer in your potential and a champion for your cause. I'm personally here today to stand on the fact that the Second Republic, led by our President, His Excellency Dr. is unwaveringly committed to building a modern, green agriculture economy by 2030, an economy which is founded by the use of ICT. The theme of this conference is not just a collection of buzzwords. It is a strategic blueprint for national food security and economic prosperity. It speaks to the three most powerful forces we have. 1, our dynamic youth. 2, our productive land. 3, the transformative power of technology. As the Minister of ICT, Post and Courier Services, we have been working tirelessly to ensure that ICTs are not just tools of convenience, but are integrated into the agricultural value chain, from input supply to production, marketing, exporting, and also making sure that you enhance your productivity. This gathering thus speaks directly to our national priorities under Vision 2030, where we hope to unlock the youth dividend, transforming agriculture into a modern, tech-driven sector, and ensuring that young Zimbabwean farmers are positioned at the heart of this transformation. Our ministry is at the heart of this transformation, and today I want to outline the tangible progress that we are making to support you, the young farmers, across the entire agricultural value chain. Firstly, from precision farming to smart farming, the drone technology revolution. Gone are the days of blanket application of inputs and guesswork. The future is in precision, and the future is now. My ministry, through portals and in partnership with innovative local companies, has been actively promoting and regulating the use of drone technology in agriculture. We are moving beyond demonstrations to full-scale deployment. Today, young farmers can access drones for precision mapping, also for making sure that we are there to also put chemicals. We are also using it to make sure that we smart spray, we fertilize, we also look at crop health monitoring. These are some of the issues or the ways that we're using drone technology. This is not science fiction. It is the new reality of farming. We are empowering you not just to be farmers, but tech-savvy agripreneurs who manage their fields from a tablet. Secondly, connecting the unconnected, empowering our extension officers. Together with the Ministry of Agriculture, we managed to look at ways that we can empower our extension officers, where we availed tablets for them, and also smartly as Starlink gadgets, just to make them smart. Technology is in the hands of a farmer, and if it is in the hands of a farmer, it becomes very powerful. But however, it is exponentially more powerful when backed by knowledge. Our agriculture extension officers from the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development are the vital link between research and our fields. To complement the excellent work of our sister ministry, the ministry has embarked on an ambitious program to capacitate these officers with cutting-edge tools. We are rolling out Starlink kits and tablets to extension teams across the country. We also have introduced the Presidential Internet Scheme, where we are going to establish 2,400 ward officers. This is going to enable every person to have access to digital services in all the districts in Zimbabwe. We are also looking at making sure that when we have access to connectivity, this means that we'll have real-time expertise, where you find that an extension officer in Mzarabani can now be able to also have a live video call with a specialist in Harare to diagnose a crop disease right there in the field. I'm sure quite a lot of you have been able to see the use of ICTs, making sure that we become effective. This is the way to go, and this is the vision of our president. Our president, a lot of times, I'm sure you've heard him speak and say, it's important that we have the use of ICTs, science and technology in the development of this country. So this really has to be done. We have instant access to information by one being able to also download the latest research and market prices and advisory bulletins instantly. Anyway, just by making sure that we have connectivity across the country. We're also hoping that we can bridge the digital divide, where we want to ensure that your location is no longer a barrier to receiving world-class timely support. It is about democratizing information and bridging expert knowledge to your doorstep. So here we really want to make sure that now, with the program that we discussed with the chairperson of the Land Tenure Committee, who is Dr. T Mavetera, he mentioned that he wanted to make sure that every farmer has got connectivity on their doorstep. So we are rolling out a program that we're working together to make sure that within the plan of the land tenure, every person has got access to connectivity either through low Earth orbit satellites or through fiber technology. This is going to assist us to leapfrog development greatly and make sure that at least you've got access to information that you want for you to become productive. Yes, I remember the last time I see my brother is here for my constituency, he's also here, Mr. Ganye. He was, please stand up. Mr. Ganye here is from my constituency in Chikomba West. Please clap hands for him. So that next time maybe you also come from my constituency. I wanted to say he was selected as the best farmer in Mashonaland in this province for tobacco. Why? Because he's using technology to cure his crops. So you really need to look and say, how do you leverage technology for you to become very productive? This is supposed to be what should be in the back of each and everyone's mind whenever you think of being very productive in your farming. Allow us to say that we have also realized that as much as we want to make sure that we connect and connected, it's also important for us to deploy digital skills. And the digital skills also enables each and every one of you to also, after having basic digital skills, to also undergo artificial intelligence training. The use of artificial intelligence is the right way to go. We need to make our services easier by adopting artificial intelligence. I know maybe most of you only use AI, maybe through ChatGPT, and trying to find out how you can become better, or maybe using DeepSeek. Well, I'm a fan of DeepSeek. I don't know about others, but I think we need to move a step forward in seeing how we use artificial intelligence to be more productive. I went to Ganye's farm, and I was guest of honor there as the MP for Chikomba West. When I went there, I really saw the use of ICTs greatly, the use of artificial intelligence greatly, and they became very productive. I remember very well, of course, I can't even say how many kgs they got, but they got quite a lot. And they were going to take around MP. So we are saying you need to be more productive if you're going to use ICTs, if you're going to use artificial intelligence. So let's find ways. We're going to collaborate with the Federation of Young Farmers as Minister of ICT and make sure that we deploy more skills for you to use technology. It's quite important that through the various initiatives that we have for the Digital Skills Program, let's work together to make sure that farmers have or use technology greatly. We need to integrate ICTs into the value chain, from farm to the phone. Our support does not stop at the farm gate. We are building the digital infrastructure to integrate the entire agricultural value chain. We need to use e-commerce platforms. We are supporting digital marketplaces that connect you directly to buyers, eliminating exploitative middlemen and ensuring you get a fair price for your produce. Digital payments. Through mobile money and fintech solutions, we are making financial transactions seamless, secure, and efficient, from paying for inputs to receiving payment for your harvest. We have started introducing what we call telemedicine booth. I'm sure now we are at around 70 70 telemedicine booth. The telemedicine booth also has got access to e-commerce services. Working together with Zimpost, we are trying to make sure that within those areas we'll also be able to make you access inputs at various Zimpost offices. And this is going to assist you to do well in terms of your farming, even in terms of you accessing any fintech services. We've got various banks that reside in our Zimpost who are practicing agency banking. And what it means is that in Zimpost, if you're going to go to Zimpost, you can then access banking services. But we also have got the introduction of a lot of payment gateways that we have. We're talking of this, we've got EcoCash, we also have got PayNow, we have got Mukuru, all these digital platforms. Just like how Kenya has thrived and done well using the M-Pesa platform, we should also be able to do the same. Everything has to turn out to be digital, and this, for us, we feel that it is quite important for us to deploy more digital infrastructure for people to be able to access connectivity. And after accessing connectivity, then we believe that that is going to be the starting point or the foundation of us achieving a digitalized Zimbabwe as we journey towards Vision 2030. We also are hoping that we can be able to achieve more by making data-driven decisions. The use of satellite technology. We launched the ZimSat-1, and this is a geospatial satellite where you can be able to even monitor through using satellite technology. You can monitor what is happening at your farm whilst you're probably in Harare. Let's use satellite technology. How can you be able to access it? Even if it means that there is probably an outbreak of fire at your farm, you can easily be able to locate and see it using satellite technology. I know there's some people who can afford to have cameras and be able to instantly see within just by clicking a button. But for other people, it's important that if you don't tap onto satellite technology through our geospatial satellites and be able to access what is happening at your farm, at whatever place that you are. And it's quite important as well, just for you to also use the same, for you to be able to be diagnosing certain diseases by just you taking a picture, sending to your expert, and then you can then be able to get an answer instantly. So we need to have data-driven decisions whereby we can collect data from drone sensors, satellite technology, mobile platforms, for us to create insights for better forecasting, logistics, and strategic planning for the entire sector. But for these innovations to have maximum impact for young farmers themselves, we need to be digitally empowered. This is why the government has rolled out National Digital Skills Program, like I said, including the 1.5 million coding program, the Digital Skills Ambassadorship Program, among others. I strongly encourage every young farmer to seize these opportunities, to learn e-commerce so that they can sell produce online, access broader markets, and also cut out middlemen. We also need to master digital marketing so that agribusiness can compete for visibility and recognition both locally and internationally. We need to also apply technology in precision farming, ensuring that every seed, every drop of water, and every hour of labor delivers the highest possible return. The youth dividend will only be fully realized when our young farmers combine their energy, passion, with digital skills needed to thrive in today's economy. Our farmers here have to really look at opportunities that are there, utilizing the use of ICTs. And we are glad that our president has been very supportive of making sure that we realize this vision. In closing, I want to commend the Young Farmers Federation of Young Farmers for its vision, resilience, and commitment to making agriculture attractive to young people. You are proving that farming is not the career of yesterday, but the profession of today and tomorrow. Highly profitable, technologically advanced, and globally competitive. Together, let us continue harnessing the youth dividend, coordinating our value chains, and driving ICT adoption so that the dream of a green, modern agricultural economy becomes a live reality. To the young farmers here today, you are the vanguard of this new agricultural revolution. Embrace technology, demand technology, See yourselves not just as food producers, but as data analysts, drone operators, and business